Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Nehemiah Wright. Today I'll be sharing with you a little bit of the reason why I'm attending Harvard Community College. About a year and a half ago, I shattered my hamate bone in my right hand. Your hamate bone is the bone that connects your wrist and your hand, and it stabilizes it. It holds it together. I broke that hand sliding in a home plate in a baseball game against Georgetown Preparatory School. Um, on the way to the hospital, the pain was on and off until, about 10 or 15 minutes before I actually got to the hospital. That's when I blacked out. When I got into the x-ray room, the doctors, they took an x-ray in my hand and they could tell, off the first look that my injury was pretty bad. They separated me and my parents at the moment, and they had a conversation with them, and then they had a conversation with me. They told my parents that it didn't look like I would ever be able to play sports again. Of course, my parents didn't tell me that off the break because they didn't want me, feeling depressed and feeling like there was no hope. So, they kept that under their wing for a while. And, the doctors, they had a meeting with me. They told me what I had done to my hand. They told me the recovery time and what I had to do to, they said maybe get your hand back to full strength, But, with God, anything is possible. I went through my recovery time. My recovery time was, 4 to 8 months. I got back in 4.5 months. I had physical therapy 3 days a week for 2 hours out of those 3 days. We went through extensive exercises such as bending my hand forward, backwards, sideways, doing all types of drills and activities to strengthen my hand. Once physical therapy was over, my parents finally told me that the doctors had told them that it wasn't likely that I was playing sports ever again in my life. Here I am 4 months later, starting back up my sports career. So, I just want to tell you that anything is possible. Also, most of the Division I and Division II schools that offered me or had high interest in me, they kind of dropped off the map once they heard, I broke my hand, which was kind of a shocker to me because the team that dropped off, I had showed them that I had the ability, to help their program out. But, God doesn't have the same path and the same dream for every person, and my dream at that time was to go to a high Division I school, in which I was being recruited by. But, the Lord had a path and another option for me, and that's Hartford Community College. And I wanted to thank Coach Castro for giving me the opportunity that he gave me by talking to me and interacting with me when he saw me at the Villanova camp in PA. And, he had to sit down with my parents and I, and he told us that he could give me the best exposure while also making me become a better man, throughout the process. And, I want to give him a quick shout out and say thanks, Coach. I really appreciate, you taking the time to give me the opportunity to come here. And while I've been here, I really want to give a special thanks to Coach Eller and Coach RJ and the other coaches on the staff, Coach Koski, for really believing in me and trusting me and trusting in my abilities. Because a lot of people, including the doctors, didn't trust in me, and they gave me an opportunity, and now I'm taking full advantage of the opportunity that they gave me. So I really appreciate you guys. I also want to give a special shout out to my parents because without them, I don't think this would be possible. Because the nights that I was down, we prayed. The nights that I was up, the mornings I was up, we prayed. The middays I was crying, we prayed. All throughout the day, we prayed. And I just want to thank them for everything they did throughout that process. I also want to thank my Riverdale Baptist family for standing behind me and giving me all the support throughout those 4 to 6 months that I was down. I want to give Coach Ryan and Coach T a quick shout out and thank you for helping me stay prayed up throughout that process, allowing me to interact with the guys while I was in high school and still getting that same experience even though I wasn't physically able to perform at that time. Also, I wanna shout out Jesus Christ because without my Lord and Savior, I honestly do not believe that I would be playing baseball again. And the doctor said that, but with God, anything is possible. And He is He's the master. He's the Alpha and Omega. And I just I want to give Him all the glory and all the praise because without Him, none of this would be possible. And I really don't have any much else to say. I appreciate you watching my video, and my final words will be just to chase your dreams no matter what. And your path may not be like everybody else's path. If the Lord chooses to take you on a different path, follow him. Don't argue with him. You know, stay prayed up and just do you. You know, and that's pretty much what I did. And, you know, I'm on a good path right now to achieving the goals that I want to achieve. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope you got something from it.